My friend Mark's birthday is coming up, and I decided to make him something very special this year. He has a 1962 Corvette. I started the process of cutting out a pattern from paper, which would be the basis of this bag. And then I began to work on the strap. The straps are very complex for these bags, and if I don't get the strap out of the way first, I can kind of procrastinate, and it'll take several weeks to get it completed. Once the strap is completed, I'm ready to move on to the rest of the bag. My first design was to work on the front panel by creating this nice gasket that's raised and had a border around the emblem, had a chain stitch embroidered patch. I began to sew this gasket down onto the front panel and apply the various elements slowly with a walking foot sewing machine. This front panel became very thick with this process. And so I had to move to a different sewing machine to put down the final gasket. And this is where things did not go so well. In fact, the stitch did not take very well into the final gasket. It was too thick. The thread was cutting down into the leather. It's a soft pull-up leather. Started looking at solutions to how to cover this up, maybe some gold thread, some other kind of element like this decorative stitch. And the more I tried to back myself out of this problem, the worse it got. My creativity and imagination had kind of put me into a bind, got me into the, I need to stop, sleep, and rethink everything. Came back the next day with a new perspective and a new idea. I decided to simplify my design on the front panel by copying some designs from the 1930s around radio dials, or kind of getting some inspiration from older cars from the 1950s. This simple gasket on the front panel seemed to be the best idea, and it got me out of a lot of trouble because now the leather is taking to the front panel much better. The stitch is going in well, and now I'm past my problems. I'm able to add decorative elements to the panels and begin to construct the bag by putting a binding in, constructing the back panel, attaching that. I was also attached a binding to the front panel around reusing some leather that I had to sacrifice, and then working on the gussets, which is the most difficult part of the bag for me, because you have to make sure they line up with both panels so that it doesn't look really odd. Once all of that's complete, it's time to turn the bag inside out. Construction's kind of rough on pull-up leather, so I had to apply some conditioner. And then now it's time to apply the hardware to the bag and do the finishing touches. And now it's time for the final reveal. The bag turned out really well. It's simple. It goes well with the car. It's really understated and kind of reflects the time period. My friend really enjoys the bag, and he's going to enjoy this for years to come. I learned a ton from this project. I hope by sharing the challenges that I had during the experience of making the bag that you also help other people learn. This is a great project. I hope to do others like this in the future. Thanks for watching.